Hi everyone, it's Jay from Mitosu Crafts. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to Funfold Friday. So today I'll be creating or recreating this card which was part of my artisan monthly project, and it's an easel card using the Deckled Circles Dies, Magical Meadow Bundle, so with the stamp set and the dies. I'm gonna change up the sentiment and I'm gonna use the Ring with Nature Merry Christmas for the sentiment, but I'll share with you how I done the Season of Sparkle. The colors I'll be using are Lost Lagoon, Moody Mauve, Blueberry Bushel, and Craft White. And I've gone ahead and pre-cut a couple of things. I've done the Misty Moonlight with the sprig from Magical Meadow. I've got a piece of normal basic white for stamping. And that's for die cutting as well. Balmy Blue I've pre-cut. So the circles that I'll be using is the 3rd, 4th, 10th and 11th, I want to say. I'll just double check. So 3rd, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th and 11th. Yes, I was correct. So that one was done with the 4th one. I'll be cutting that 3rd one into the white. And I've got a card base that is 4 3/4 of an inch by 9 inches or 9.5. Let's double check. 9.5, yes. So scored in half and then score again at 7 inches, and I just mark 1/4 of an inch along the base there, so just for as a guide. So you should have that, and we're gonna cut into that. And another piece of basic white thick for the front layer. So I'm gonna do some stamping first before I recreate those, make up the card. So for the stamping, from Magical Meadow, I'm gonna stamp that in Lost Lagoon. Now I have gone ahead and pre-die cut these, but I'll need 4 of that. So just stamp that 4 times. I'm only gonna do it once. And then for the sentiment, Merry Christmas, I'm gonna do that in Moody Mauve. And this one will be fussy cut, or you can just cut it straight. If you want to use the sentiment that was from the Magical Meadow, so it's a full May the Season of Sparkle bring joy and delight, you can use the masking technique or have a Stampin' White marker, use the brush tip and just ink up the words that you want to stamp. So with the Stampin' White marker, it's easy to get into those small letters, so you don't ink up the rest of them. But of course, do take care when you are inking it up. Half on it and stamp. But it's quite thin stamping, so that's why I wanted a bit more of a bolder sentiment. So that is done. I'm also going to stamp this tree forest in Blueberry Bushel this time. So originally I did it in, I want to say Balmy Blue or Pool Party. It looks like Balmy Blue. So just ink that up. And to soften it slightly, I'm just gonna dab a blending brush It will still have a harsh outline, but that's all right. There we go. So I'm gonna die cut that with the smaller one. I've already pre-die cut that. And for the balmy blue, the larger one, I went with the 10th Deckled Circles, so that will be for the insert. And also the 11th one, we're gonna die cut our card base and the card front. So we can do that in a second. What else? Before I do that, I will just continue getting inky. So I've done a layer of white craft ink just to lighten up the die cut. And to do that, I used the craft white, of course, and a block. So just ink that up and stamp on your die cut. You can make some areas slightly whiter, but by adding a lot more craft white ink on the edge and just concentrate on some areas. But that's how I done that one. So that can be added on later or dried. So I'll just get my Suki. So when die cutting, I'll just die cut this one first. It's nice and easy. Just make sure it's centralized or not so centralized. That is done. I'm just gonna die cut the full. I did mark one area just to know where my bottom is or thereabouts. So you can use any circular dies, but the Deckled Circle is a new die that we have. So along that one, so I'm just gonna place it there. Just remind me. Now for the card base, we've got the scoreline in this like just off center, and then I'm gonna align. Did my mark rub off? It has, hasn't it? Oh well. But anyway, make sure that your mark doesn't rub off. Oh, that's nearly. There we go, that's that one. Did I just... Yes, okay. Whew. I got confused then. So my mark is still there. I'm gonna line the edge of the die along that mark. And also you just need to make sure that your top edge is overhanging. And the card is folded in half. Run that through. So now we have our card base and our insert should still fit in there. So before we add those on, I'm just gonna do some stamping. You can do tone on tone or Versamark on colored cardstock. I did do my stamping with craft white, just so, yeah, just at the bottom. And I also stamp a couple of sprigs on here, just top and bottom, just to give a bit of detail on those die cuts. So as mentioned, I have gone ahead and pre-die cut myself those long leaves. So I have 4 of those. Yeah. And the Merry Christmas I have fussy cut already. So with this die cut, if you don't like the edge to be quite light, you can of course ink blend some more blueberry bushel. And just edge it slightly. I'm just getting the ink from my stamp. Of course, use your ink pad if you want darker edges. Right, I'm gonna finish that like that, and that is now done. So let us do this one. So for the insert, we're just going to add that flat on. And for the fold, if you just fold it, you do a mountain fold, burnish that. So now we have our, just make sure that is nice and flat, our easel, and we are just going to double check where this lies. Now it doesn't matter really if it doesn't match up, but it's nicer if it does. So I've got that. Just add glue to the bottom half of that semicircle. And I did find that, again, because we are wanting this to match, or I want it to match, shall I say? Did I just move this? It's better to stick it down now than later on. If you're just using a normal circle, then you can stick it after you've done all of your decorating. But now that is done, we know that that's the base, and you can kind of like see where we need to add those. So I'm gonna add my flourish. That's gonna go on there. And where's my take your pick tool? So this base is actually, I don't know if you've noticed, it's slightly bigger, just because I thought that there's not enough border on there for the elements to kind of like breathe a little bit. And just double check that that is straight, not slightly off. I should have checked before. There. I think. Yeah. Just to go slightly to the left, sorry. There we go. And now we can do the rest. So I did kind of like work my way around and put the bottom of the sprig underneath the previous one and kind of like just eyeball it with how far that is. So underneath. Go, and then last one. That one's underneath. Yeah. For the sprigs, we're just gonna do cut off or just trim the stem. Just add dots of glue. On the joints. And again, it's just some, I guess, mirror image. So one is gonna go inside. Oh, are you still going in? And I quite like it that it's the ends are just going over the leafy border. What leaf is that from? What plant? Let me know in the comments if you know. But that's just gonna go the other way, and hopefully I can insert it. There we go. And then we're going to add strips of white iridescent ribbon. So cut that off. And that's gonna get added on. Have I got Seal Plus and Dimensionals. So if I add this on now, I can gauge how much ribbon I need to add. So again, just check that it is centered. Ribbon. Cut off the other end. No, that way, this way. And I'm gonna add another strip of ribbon, which is the lemon lime twist duo pack, slightly longer. And I can use mini glue that for that one. That's just too low. And then finish up with the topper. So I'm just going to do another dimensional. And then the Merry Christmas was fussy cut. So I don't need any more of these. Just take off. I did add dimensional on these. Just near the center. Because the rest are gonna overhang. And then finish up with the faceted gems. I think it's called. Yeah, gems trio pack. So there's some pool party blue there with extra cat hair. There we go. It is quite bulky and we will need something along the base, so just have it up and get a third one and place that along the center. Of course, if you want your note message to be hidden, then you can lower it down slightly so it's a bit more angled and your sentiment isn't seen. But let's just do that one. And there we go. That is an easel card using the Deckled Circle Dies and Magical Meadow stamp set. So it's only slightly larger, but I do prefer it with a bigger border. Which color combination do you prefer, the left or the right? So that one's a bit more bluer. I use gray granite for the sprigs there, and as mentioned, I think it's pool party. And what other easel cards can you think of? I did think of using the robin and have another Christmas. So this one I recently colored. That would look nice, so I might do something there with the robin. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that, and make one for yourself. Do share it on your social media and tag us at Mitosu Crafts. Thanks so much again. Until next time, bye.